Finally doing a van tour. Come on in. So we have a Ford Transit 2019 350 HD. It's the high roof and extended. I'm 6'1", so you can see there's like a solid, I don't know, 4 inches between my head and the ceiling. Couldn't do the medium roof, I'm too tall, so this is perfect. The driver's seats up front, these are on swivels so that we could turn it around and make it into a kitchen area to eat if we'd like. Got the kids' bench seat here. It's installed in just the factory mounting points because this was a passenger wagon when we bought it. That's just to make sure that this stays planted in the case of an accident. Overhead storage, we've got these Titan DIY cabinets, which have a really nice crisp locking mechanism. They're a lot bigger than I expected them to be, so all of my clothes fit in one, my laptop, my gear, one for each kid and one for my wife. Over here, we've got these same exact Titan DIY headliner shelf, also made out of that hefty Baltic birch. That's just to make sure that it's gonna hold up in the case of an accident. This holds all of the kids' diapers. We've got window shades, which are gonna cover up the front windows, driver and passenger, our towels. Welcome to the kitchen. We're running a Dometic CFX3 95-liter dual zone fridge. So one side could be a fridge, one could be a freezer, vice versa. They're completely adjustable from a Bluetooth app on your phone, which is really nice. Under here, got a little drawer. This has my cooktop. We got some of our dishes and silverware down here. And then you can see we've got plugs. These are running off of an inverter in the back, which is letting me run normal power up to the front of the van. There's running water there. That's coming down into a 5-gallon gray water tank right here. And then we've got trash, some other kitchen items back here. And that sink is being fed off of a 20-gallon tank, which is stored up against the side here in the back. Little kitchen space right in here for some pantry goods. Same thing up here. This is another one of those Titan DIY kits. Really easy to put together and just looks good. Like it even matches the curvature up against the ceiling up there. And then we can fit, you know, a bunch of kitchen items here in bins like this, or if they're big enough and kind of fit in, everything will just fit up there. Okay, moving back to the bedroom. So back here, we have something between a queen and a king size bed for Kara and I. And up against the walls, you can see we've got these pop outs right here. This is making this a little bit wider on each side, about 3 inches on each side, so I can fully stretch out like head and toes pointed and not touch either wall. These Van Made Gear covers are the sauce, so really easy to stow. They have little magnets in them, and then they'll just pop right back on to cover those up. Up here I got bunk beds for the kids. These are both on hinges, and then they'll fold up against the ceiling if we want. And then the kids are just sleeping in sleeping bags with little memory foam mattresses that have been cut to size and upholstered by Kara. We have rooftop fans here at the back and at the front. And this is another one of those Van Made Gear items that's really nice. Magnetic locking covers, so that we can either get rid of the ceiling fan noise when you're driving fast and you kind of have a little rattle up there, or block out the light directly over our bed. And coming back to the back of the van, you can see I got a big old Overland Vehicle Systems 270 awning that sets up off the full side and back of the vehicle. A one-up bike rack back here, bomb-proof, I love it. I'm probably gonna add a swing away of some type so that I can access the doors a little bit easier while the bikes are still loaded. I've got more of the Van Made Gear magnetic clip covers. These fold up so nicely to different angles. You can, you know, put the whole thing up like that. Honestly, they block out light like so much that we're sleeping until 8:30 or 9, which is unheard of at home. Like, this is the way to go if you have kids. My voltage is quite low right now, 12.8, because I've been running my batteries hard. There's a little control panel where I've got charging. I've got different lights. I can turn on the cabin lights in there. I've got rear lights in case I need to work on bikes or just have lights at a camp. Down here, I've got Renogy's 200 amp hour battery. This is a lithium ion battery. I can run it all the way down to 0 if I need, instead of, you know, other batteries typically only go to 50%. Right up here, I've got a 50 amp DC to DC charger. This is gonna make sure that my alternator is keeping my battery full, and it will default to my 300 watts of solar up top to make sure that that's charged. Back there, I've got Renogy's 2000 watt inverter. That's what's converting this 12 volt battery into regular power for like my wall outlets. Like right here, you can see if I need to plug in an iPad or a cell phone to charge it, or my laptop, or you know, our hot plate for cooking. It's like a little fuse box that's just making sure that my lights and my ceiling fan and all the other things work. A garage, you can see we've got bike trailers and shoes and pumps and helmets and helmets and helmets and Starlink and backpacks and stuff like that stored back here. This is pretty much all my water. So I've got a little inlet one-way port right here and a breather tube that run back to a 20-gallon Titan DIY water tank. Fits right over my wheel well in the dually, like perfect spacing. Tools, you know, laundry stuff, things like that, all back here. Let's come up to the top. This is where you can see these flare space pop outs. This is that little bit of extra space that it's giving me to sleep side to side. At the Race Wheels 901 MR rims. This is a specific for the Transit dually. Right here, I've got my ladder from Flatline Vanco, which is gonna let me get up on top of the vehicle. You can see the cord running up. This is where I've plugged in Starlink from SpaceX. Here you can see my 2 Max Air fans. We've got these 3 100 watt panels from Renogy. I've got a 10-gallon Yakima road shower, which is really nice for getting the kids clean at the beach if they're covered in sand. My roof rack is an ABC rig roof rack. It's got this nice aerodynamic fairing on the front just to make sure that I'm not sucking too much gas mileage by having all this stuff up here. Starlink, that's honestly been pretty helpful. Like anytime that we don't have any service and we need to reroute ourselves on Google Maps or figure out where the heck we are or where we're going, we'll just pull this thing out and plug it in and put it up here. And I've been able to get signal and Wi-Fi anywhere that I've been so far. So that's really nice for me because I work fully remote. For anyone trying to build a van, I hope this was helpful. I know there's so much that goes into it, so let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to give you more advice, and good luck with the van build.